Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself, bud?
I am doing fantastic. Boy, are we in for a great night of racing. First up tonight here is the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions special event here at the Lincoln Speedway for the Truckers Tangle 40. These are the Pro 2 trucks. As of now, 31 drivers registered in the session. Just under a minute now left in tonight's practice session. I can't wait. You know, these special events, we talked about it quite a while ago, and I kind of got a pick of a lot of them to choose from, and this is the first one that I picked, and it's going to be the first one of the special events that Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions is putting on this sim season. Happy to have each and every one of you along for the ride here tonight. Should be very entertaining here. Tim, you're actually running some laps in these trucks. What do you think so far?
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty wild. Entry's going to be tough to handle, I think, once we get the race time. Until we start getting that slick track, I think it's going to be real tough for these drivers. I think once it slicks up, it'll get easier for these drivers as we go on in these cars, believe it or not.
All right, well, that is great to hear. Man, I just can't wait for this thing to get going. Practice is wrapping up. We are going into solo time trials here. Let's take a look. 5 minutes on the board for qualifying. Let's see what drivers decide to head out onto the track first. Let's take a look at who is this driver. The number 26 going to be Cody Williams. That's a new name, unfamiliar with this fella. First time seeing him here on the Buckeye Racing Network as he barrels down the back straightaway. Speaking of Mitch Maynard, one of the promoters for Two Fat Guys Sim Racing. Here he is in the 69 machine. We've seen him run with the League of Outlaws from time to time. This is one of the promoters here that puts all of this on. So big round of applause to Mitch here as he's out there working around the racetrack in qualifying. The 99 machine of Patrick Solari, winner of last year's Truckers Tangle race. We weren't a part of it, but looking back and hearing about some of the history, last year's winner right here. Let's see if he's able to repeat this year. As a bunch of times popping up on the board, Kane Williams in the 22 machine just went to the top of the board at a 19.15. Lon Franks just moved into second at a 19.19. Oh, we got a new one. 118 machine of Blake Dolger, a 19.09. Tim, do you think we can see one a sub 19 before it's all said and done? Must have lost Tim. Here, Blake Dolger.
I was talking. I was muted.
Well, we'll let you slide on that one. Now, the people watching at home may or may not let you slide on that, but
Well, that is okay. I am here, and I am glad. I was just saying we could possibly see that. These are open sets. I did not mess with my set when I was in there, but I was pretty quick.
All right, we're seeing Waddell. He's working around the racetrack, completing his second timed lap. He moves to 14th, quick at a 19.25. Only a couple drivers that haven't posted a time. Derek Dryman in the 444, and Joseph Pratt just heading out onto the racetrack now as well. Those are the final two drivers. Look who just moved up to third on the timing charts. James Murphy, we were real familiar with him. He turned a 19.06 for his second lap. Derek Dryman comes across the line here. Got a 19.53, good for 27th. Joseph Pratt in the number 3 machine. Again, thanks for each and every one of you tuning in here. Right Rear Racing, the Hard Charger sponsor here tonight. Tuning in, Dana Burdick over at Throttle Junkies Esports. Thanks you all for tuning in, supporting the Buckeye Racing Network and Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions here tonight. Nathan Waddell just went to the top of the board at a 19:05. Joseph Pratt a 19:06. So really close, but nobody was able to go sub 19. I know it was talked about some in the Discord over the past few days as practice sessions were posted around. Drivers talking about what sort of lap times they were able to run. And it looks like tonight's qualifying session is going to come to an end. The driver of the 05, Nathan Waddell, at the top of the board. Just edges out the number 4 machine of Tyler Jackson. And James Murphy right there as well. Think about it, our top 6 drivers all within a tenth of a second of one another. Well, really, if you want to say that, the top 8 all within a tenth of a second of each other. So really close here in tonight's qualifying session. Folks, let us know in the chat any driver you're rooting for here tonight. Got 31 of them signed in. We always appreciate seeing those messages come across in the chat. Tim, any driver that you're going to have your eye on here before we kick off the racing festivities here tonight?
I'll save my pick until we get later on into the night. How about that?
That's just fine. Let's take a look at starting lineup for Jake Maynard Heat Race number 1. It's going to be Nathan Waddell and Jared Murphy on the front row. Patrick Solari and Lon Franks, row 2. Derek Dryman and Scooter Black, row number 3. Donnie Watts and Brent Beavers in the final row to start Heat Race number 1. Oh, it never fails.
Nathan, you're a trailer.
That I have to reset my timing and scoring and take care of a few other adjustments I had forgotten about. Let's see if I can get it back here. There, that looks a lot better. Now you can actually read the names on the left-hand side of your screen. Pace truck rolls around for one more pace lap. Tim, how many drivers are we taking to the feature event?
We are taking 4 from each heat.
All right, 4 from each heat race.
And it looked, as of right now, it doesn't say that the C main or B main is skipped, but we won't know until I guess we get there.
Sounds good. Nathan Waddell in control. He fires away. Green flag goes under. Oh, excuse me. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway here in Jake Maynard Heat Race number 1. Jared Murphy, Patrick Solari, side by side, out of turn 2, down the back straightaway as they touch doors just a little bit, almost 4 wide, and they are definitely beating and banging into turn 3. 3 wide now for third. Solari into second. You got Jared Murphy, Derek Dryman, Lon Franks, 3 wide, battling so close together out of turn number 2. Oh, more contact. Murphy gets up into the wall. Oh, heavy contact for, I believe that's the Lon Franks machine, the green and white with Nerditudes on the door. And they're still beating and banging. Tim, well, you don't see this much with sprint cars because the cars get flipped up and over, but they can do that with the doors on the side of these Pro 2 trucks.
Yeah, they can certainly take a beating, but obviously there's limitations to that.
Absolutely. We're still watching the crazy battle.
still. Whoa!
Well, the nose is now off of, I think that's Brent Beavers. Oh, it's popped back on now, but 4 laps to go in this first heat. Our top 3 have kind of pulled away. That's Nathan Waddell, Patrick Solari, Derek Dryman, and then it's a hornet's nest back here. Jared Murphy, Scooter Black, Lon Franks, Brent Beavers, and Donnie Watts, all back here from 5th through 8th, battling really hard. Now Scooter Black moves into 4th. He's going to try to get away from the craziness just behind him. Lon Franks, Jared Murphy still side by side. Back up front, Patrick Solari has closed in, and he's going to tap Nathan Waddell on the rear bumper just to let him know he's there as it's 2 to go in heat race number 1.
Jared Murphy with a bump and run. He gets...
Holy cow.
In. This is for the transfer right here. Jared, I think, is going to pull away. I think he's just about safe now.
I think so, as he's away from the craziness behind him. They're sideways and crossed up. White flag is in the air. Solari still on the rear bumper, hounding Nathan Waddell. Let's see what happens for the final time through 3 and 4. Waddell gonna try to block the inside line and does so successfully. Out of turn 4, Nathan Waddell wins Jake Maynard heat race 1. Patrick Solari second. Third goes to Derek Dryman. 4th goes to Jared Murphy. That's the final transfer spot here in heat 1. Then it's Brent Beavers, Donnie Watts, Lon Franks, and Scooter Black rounds out the rest of the field here in heat race number 1. Starting lineup for Jake Maynard heat race number 2. On the front row is going to be Tyler Jackson and Blake Dulger. Row number 2 is going to be Michael Olson and Ryan Hatch. Row 3 is Cody Downard and Jordan Miller. Row 4 is going to be Ty Dickinson and Christopher Morey. Wow, Tim. I didn't know how much fun this was going to be until we kicked off the first heat race, but I'll tell you what, watching that was a blast. I bet the drivers had fun. How about you get us going here to start heat race number 2?
Alrighty, I told Bentley just before we started, I said I should have I'm sorry, can't say that. I should have entered in this event and done double duty, or pulled double duty. I apologize.
Yeah, I bet it would have been a blast just seeing the way these drivers have kind of been able to rub doors and fenders and be able to just continue going and have fun. You know, this was a free event to enter, so why not? It looks awful fun. Tim, they're rolling down the back stretch here, coming to the green flag.
Yes, they are. I believe that is Tyler Jackson, maybe? Yeah, I believe so. He fires away. No, it is not. Yes, it is Tyler Jackson. My camera's all a little messed up. He leads Blake into 3 and 4 as they roll out the back stretch. Michael Olson trying to stay to the inside of that second place machine of Blake Dulger. As we're going to have a battle for 3rd, or I'm sorry, that's 4th, with Ryan Hatch and Cody in that 3rd machine. Ty Dickinson working way around the outside, trying to get that momentum.
Absolutely. We're going to have a battle brewing, though, up front, Tim. Michael Olson takes a peek underneath Blake Dulger. Wasn't able to do anything that time out of 2. Still now single file for the top 3. Make it the top 6. We go back to the 67 machine of Dickinson, and further back Jordan Miller and Christopher Morey. Now side by side, Cody Downard takes a peek to the inside of Ryan Hatch. Going to complete that pass out of turn 2. Ty Dickinson maybe going to look to follow him through. Downard now moves into the final transfer spot as he has a mirror full of Dickinson behind it. Dickinson and Hatch beating and banging down the front straightaway. Look at the crossover move from the 56. Now he's on the inside. He's going to try to retake that 5th spot. Uh-oh, who was that? Dickinson pushed way up the track. Lost some momentum. It's going to lose that 5th place spot. Move Hatch back into the top 5. Quick check back up front. Tyler Jackson still leads the way. Blake Dahlger in second. Michael Olson third. And Downard holds on to that final transfer spot as we come to the line. 2 to go. Oh my goodness, Ty Dickinson goes, no, that was Ryan Hatch that went around, but Ty Dickinson got into him and turned him around. We'll take a quick peek at that in the replay. I believe that's what happened. Keep an eye on the 56 and the black and purple 67 right there behind him as they tapped a little bit there and out of turn 4. Sure enough, Dickinson got into the 56 and spun him right around to bring the first caution flag of the night out. Looks like he's going to be able to continue going, though, with no problems. So absolute craziness. Just looks like an absolute blast. It makes me want to be out on the racetrack, too, trying these things out with everybody else. It looks like a whole lot of fun. Again, credit to the Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions for putting on this event, having us broadcast it for them. It has been really fun so far, and we're only in Heat 2 of the night. I know one thing, the action's so hot and heavy, the caution came out at a good time for us to catch our breaths up here in the booth. Whew. Big question now, Cody Downard right there in that orange and blue FAR 3D machine. Will he be able to hold on to the final transfer spot from the likes of the 67 of Ty Dickinson behind him? We've already seen he is not afraid to use that bumper here, so we'll have to watch in the final couple of laps what happens. We're going to have a single file restart here. Jackson fires away. We're back under green flag conditions. 2 to go. We're going to move back to the battle for the transfer spot. And look at Downer take a peek to the inside of Olson out of turn 2. Wasn't able to do anything with it there. But Dickinson and Miller battling side by side for the 5th spot. White flag out for Tyler Jackson. Single file for the top 3 or 4. Still battling side by side for 5th, but that's behind the transfer spot. Out of turn 4. Tyler Jackson's going to win Jake Maynard heat race number 2. Blake Dahlger will be 2nd, 3rd to Michael Olson, 4th to Cody Downer. Those are your 4 transfers. Jordan Miller, 5th. Ty Dickinson, 6th. 7th to Ryan Hatch. And 8th is going to go to Christopher Morey. Those drivers will have to go into the consolation races here in just a little bit. As it looks like the time has expired, but there we go. And they let the cars kind of run around a couple extra times. Jake Maynard heat race number 3 starting lineup is going to be James Murphy and Taylor Vanden on the front row. Row 2 is going to be Kane Williams and Jim Rivas. Row 3 is going to be Trevor Williams and Jeremy Akins. Row 4 is going to be Matthew Sparks and Armando Melgoza. Well, Tim, James Murphy, a familiar name with us here on the Buckeye Racing Network and a familiar name with the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified division, is going to lead us to the green to start heat race number 3. Armando Melgoza, another familiar name, has raced with the Short Track Rivals Racing Series as well as some Regal Promotions esports events in the 531. 2x2 pace truck peels off this time as the field works down the back straightaway, patiently waiting to see tonight's green flag here. James Murphy is in control. He stomps on the gas. Green flag goes in the air. We're underway. Our first two is going to lead the way down into turn 1. The 22 machine of Kane Williams looks to the inside of Taylor Vandenbush. Going to try once again in 3 and 4. As they're going to be even out of turn number 4. James Murphy's going to lead lap number 1. Right behind them, you have Jim Rivas and Trevor Williams side by side battling for that final transfer spot. Oh, contact. Ever so slightly. Jim Rivas is going to retain the 4th spot. Williams back to 5th. Meanwhile, Kane Williams has completed the pass on Trevor Vandenbush into position 2. Vandenbush not going to go away easy as he's going to try to battle back on his outside. Vandenbush gives Williams the bumper through turn 2. But Williams trying to set his sights on heat leader James Murphy. Jim Rivas has closed in on the battle for that 2nd spot. He's just behind them there in 4th. Then it's a little ways back to Jeremy Akins, who's taken over the 5th spot from Trevor Williams, who's now 6th. Vandenbush, though, underneath of Kane Williams out of turn 4, but Williams had the run on the outside. Jim Rivas goes up top as well to see what he can do. Wow, big time slider through 3 and 4 for Kane Williams. That didn't help him out at all. He lost a ton of momentum. Taylor Vandenbush into 2nd. Kane Williams back to 3rd. Jim Rivas right there on the bumper of Kane Williams. Kane Williams says, I want that 2nd position back, as he takes a peek to the inside of Taylor Vandenbush. Meanwhile, James Murphy has taken the white flag as he is up over a 2nd over the rest of the field as he works down the back straightaway and into turn 3 for the final time. Down the front straightaway to the checkered flag here in James Maynard heat race number 3. James Murphy, Taylor Vandenbush holds on for 2nd, Kane Williams 3rd, and Jim Rivas 4th. Your 4 transfer cars. Then it's Jeremy Akins, Trevor Williams, Matthew Sparks, and Armando Melgoza rounds out the running order here in heat race number 3. Starting lineup for Jake Maynard heat race number 4 is going to be Joseph Pratt and Matt Taylor on the front row. Then it's Tyler Bickford and Joshua Stewart, row number 2, Cody Williams and Mitch Maynard, row number 3, and Nathan Davis, row number 4. Wow, what an action-packed 3 heats. I expect nothing different here in heat race number 4. Tim, how about you get us going here?
Alrighty. That is Joseph Pratt at the... no, it's not. I apologize. Yes, it is. I can't tell. I gotta go to my chase camera here so I can actually see. Joseph Pratt is going to lead him through 3, or 1 and 2. He's gonna lead him to 3. As you can see, very slick on the inside. I wonder if he's gonna try and dip down. As he fires away, he immediately gets sideways, but gets a great launch. 25 is on his back bumper as the 25 is under fire from that purple machine of Tyler Bickford. Maybe a little contact for second. Pratt way out wide, able to get a great run down the straightaway as the 25 closes the gap. Bickford now rolls even for second. Same with Cody and Mitchell Maynard for fourth and fifth.
Yeah, great battling for third and fourth. Mitch Maynard on the inside, Cody Williams on the outside. As they're still in a dead heat down the back straightaway. Let's see what happens through 3 and 4. Williams going way up high, Maynard staying way down low. Maynard had it for a second, but Williams with the momentum was able to get up around him. Now Mitch got a little squirrely entering turn 1. That hurts his exit, moved Cody Williams into the transfer spot in that 26 machine. Our top 3 all single file and are kind of running away from this battle for the transfer spot. And they have just not let each other rest. Mitch Maynard has battled back on the inside as they come across the line with 3 laps to go in this heat.
Oh, he pulled right even with him. Oh, maybe a lot of contact, not maybe.
Yeah, our top 3 still single file, all nose to tail. This is the best battle, and they tap doors exiting turn 2. Maynard not letting up at all. Oh, Cody Williams got a little sideways. They bang out of turn 4. Cross the line, white flag is in the air. Cody Williams maybe gives him a little bit of the bumper. Not quite. Mitch Maynard has a couple car length advantage into turn 4. Back up front out of turn 4. Joseph Pratt comes across the line to win. Jake Maynard heat number 4. Matt Taylor will be second. Tyler Bickford third. And Mitch Maynard able to hold on for the final transfer in 4th. Cody Williams credited with 5th. Nathan Davis 6th. And Joshua Stewart there rounds out the heat in 7th. Is this going to be the C or the B main, Tim?
This is the C main, and it says we are taking 1 straight to the feature.
All right, the C main of the night, and the starting lineup is Brent Beavers and Jeremy Akins on the front row. Donnie Watts and Trevor Williams, row 2. Lon Franks, Matthew Sparks, row 3. And Scooter Black will be the only driver starting there in row number 4. All right, just 1 driver transferring from this one. All 7 drivers are starting tonight's C main. Wow, tense moments here. Tim, as a driver, you know, say you're starting back there in the 5th spot, like Lon Franks. What do you have to do here to get to the front?
You have to. There's so much you got to do. You got to be so perfect. I would say not spinning your tires, trying not to slide it out too much, and if you can just, I would assume work the very inside of that track. If you can, if you're in the back, I would get right on the wall as close as you can and just pray that you don't flip it the wrong way and just don't slip the tires.
Great perspective there from Tim as the green flag is out to start tonight's C main. 2x2 into corner 1 as Beaver slid across the nose of Akins, but Akins going to cross him over down the back straightaway. Donnie Watts into position 3. And then Trevor Williams and Lon Franks side by side for fourth. Now Franks solely into fourth. Williams back to fifth. Up front, Jeremy Akins, Brent Beavers still battling it out. Look at Lon Franks doing what you were talking about, using that low line to advance his way forward into third as he got tangled up with Brent Beavers out of turn two. Now going to be 3 wide for a second there with Donnie Watts and Brent Beavers. Jeremy Akins holds on to that slim advantage, but Lon Franks on the charge now into position number 2. Tim, Lon Franks must have been listening to you because he has moved forward on the inside.
Yeah, maybe so.
Almost three wide down the back straightaway for a second. Donnie Watts is all the way down on the inside line too. Oh, he tags Lon Franks. Lon Franks goes around, and that brings the caution flag out in tonight's C main. Just drivers going for everything, but looks like they're going to be able to continue with no problem. So Donnie Watts, Lon Franks is going to tag the back of the C main here. They still have some time, 7 laps, to get back up to the 5 machine of Jeremy Akins.
Well, laps don't count, so are they going to put him back to where he was? Is iRacing going to put him back where he was at the time of the yellow?
I don't think they would, since Lon and Donnie were both involved in that. You see they haven't moved forward there, so they're currently in the 6th and 7th place positions for now. But there's still a little bit of time. We'll have to see if they can get back up there. Both drivers were using the bottom line. So we'll just have to sit back and see what happens. Remember, single file restarts here. Lights are out. Pace truck going to peel off into the infield. Now looks like it's going to double file up here at the last second. Akins is in control. He fires. Green flag back in the air. Akins is going to be swarmed into turn 1. Look at Trevor Williams with the big move on the inside. His truck gets kind of squirrely. He's having to save it, but look who's on the inside. Lon Franks into third before we even complete a lap on this restart, and he's going to be looking for more down there. 3 wide for the race lead. Jeremy Akins, Brent Beavers, Lon Franks. What an amazing battle. They know they've got to be in that first spot to move on here tonight, and they are beating and banging off of each other. Crazy. For now, Brent Beavers is in the lead. Jeremy Akins all the way up around the outside as he made contact with the wall. Just 4 laps to go, and the action has been non-stop. Lon Franks, Brent Beavers tap doors out of turn 2. Lon Franks has the lead for a moment, but I think Beavers is going to have the momentum down the straightaway, and does. Now just 3 to go. Jeremy Akins trying to battle back as he's going to make it 3 wide. Trevor Williams on the inside, Beavers on his outside, and Lon Franks into the lead, and he's going to try to set sail on the rest of the field. Trevor Williams is going to try to follow Lon through, as that truck really sideways entering the corner. That's a little different than everybody else is running it, but he is making it work as he is going to move into the 2nd position.
Yeah, I think that's a little too sideways, I think, for him to keep up the momentum all the way around, but like you said, he's making it work.
That he is, but my oh my, what a C-main for Lon Franks. Made it up to the front, got in an accident, restarted in the back, and he is going to prevail for tonight's C-main. Lon Frank wins, and it moves on. Trevor Williams, Jeremy Akins, Scooter Black, Brent Beavers, and Matthew Sparks and Donnie Watts all not able to continue in tonight's event. But again, congratulations to Lon Franks on winning tonight's C-main. What a drive for him, Tim.
Yeah, it's a amazing drive. I mean, he talk about losing it all, and then just losing all hope. Probably, I don't know if he did or not, but I'm sure he was frustrated. He used that, and he got all the way back up to the front.
All right, starting lineup in tonight's B main. Jordan Miller and Cody Williams on the front row. Ty Dickinson, Nathan Davis, row 2. Ryan Hatch, Joshua Stewart, row 3. Christopher Maury and Armando Melgoza, row 4. How many drivers will be going from the B main, Tim?
It says 1, so I think these were just Conci races, but just listed as C main and B main.
All right, so 1 driver from this as well, so we will have a total of 18 starters. I had to actually count that out in my head. That's why there was an awkward pause, Tim. I couldn't
Well, actually, it's saying that there's 16 currently. So I don't know if it took on yet. I'll look real quick.
All right, Tim's going to check on that. Meanwhile, Jordan Miller on the inside, mashes the gas, green flag in the air, and he's side by side with Cody Williams as they enter turn 1. And it is a hornet's nest for third between Ty Dickinson, Nathan Davis, and Ryan Hatch all the way down on the inside.
Yeah, it's just 1 because they haven't gridded Lon yet.
All right, good information. Whoa, oh my goodness, crazy impact for Nathan Davis as he clipped that concrete, or excuse me, that's a Armco barrier there at the inside of turn 1. We're going to have to go back and take another look at that, but that looked like a violent impact into that Armco barrier. Keep an eye on that blue-colored 20 truck as he comes down the front straightaway, crosses the line now, and he didn't get any help. He just tried to enter the corner a little bit differently than everybody else was, and he just got the truck set way too soon and makes heavy contact with that inside barrier. My goodness. What an impact there for the 20 machine of Nathan Davis. Nathan Davis in the pit area at the attention of his crew for service, as we just got a couple laps in the books. Lights go out on the pace truck. Tim, how about you get us going on this restart?
Alrighty, Jordan Miller is gonna lead him off of 4, and he is gonna wait. He's still gonna. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's not 4. That is 2. The pace truck is off. I am so used to the pace truck pulling off in 4 as Jordan Miller fires. Contact with the 26 machine. The 26 all the way around the outside. Is he going to carry enough momentum to pull it off? He does. 26 machine moved him up to the point that is Cody Williams. As the 56 of Ryan Hatch is trying to take second away from Jordan Miller.
Absolutely.
Ryan does complete the pass out of 2, and Jordan slides in right behind Ryan Hatch, who is just to the inside of that 26 machine. A little contact between the two. Ryan Hatch slides in. They're even.
Wow.
26 just pinching down the 56. 56 opens the door and closes it on the 26. Huge bump and no run.
I'll tell you what an awesome battle here. Ryan Hatch just barely into the lead. Cody Williams sends it up the inside there into 3, and they're going to be side-by-side drag racing down the front straightaway. Now 4 laps to go. Cody Williams in the preferred line down low. Hatch now back to position 2 as he has given him a bumper full and heavy. Oh my goodness. I don't know how we're under the green flag. There's the yellow. Wow, what an exchange down the back straightaway there. Wow. Let's see if we can go back and decipher that just a little bit. So here's Cody Williams. He's still leading. You see the 56 machine. Actually, Williams gets into the Armco a little bit, opens the door just slightly. Ryan Hatch trying to fill that gap, and then he kind of makes contact, goes up over the bumper of Williams. Both of those trucks into the outside wall, and then here comes, I think that's, the Rockstar machine. There's Ty Dixon in the 67. Jordan Miller was in the 23 that just got by, and those guys continued, but Cody Williams stopped on the outside of the back straightaway there. Crazy battling. That's how much these drivers want to make it into tonight's main event.
And guess what? Jordan Miller is back in the lead.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the beneficiary there of all the craziness. And in that transfer spot, right behind him is the 67 of Ty Dickinson. I know we were watching the battling up front, but I'll tell you, at the tail end of the picture, I at least saw the 88 of Christopher Morey and the 52 of Joshua Stewart. They were going at it hot and heavy there under that last green flag run. But the pace truck is off. We are single file. Jordan Miller in control. Now we're back underway as he crosses the line with 3 laps to go. Being single file, oh my goodness, the 88 sent it into turn 1. I thought he was going to wipe out Ty Dickinson. Oh my, the 52 and the 531 beating and banging heavily. They settle it out for now. Back up front, Jordan Miller opened up over a second advantage with just 2 laps to go. Ty Dickinson, Christopher Morey trying to find a way to chase him back down. White flag out this time for Jordan Miller. He opens up the advantage by a 10th at the line. But Christopher Morey with a big time move on Ty Dickinson, and they get tangled up and wreck heavily exiting turn 2. That's going to move Cody Williams back into second. But remember, they're only taking 1, and Jordan Miller works out of turn 4 to the line and wins tonight's B main. Cody Williams will be credited with second. Armando Mo goes to third. Joshua Stewart fourth. Then it'll be Christopher Morey 5th, Ty Dickinson in 6th, Ryan Hatch 7th, and Nathan Davis in 8th. Wow, congrats to Jordan Miller, moving on to the big show here tonight. Wow, awesome racing, crazy battles, a lot of aggressive driving in these trucks. Love to see it. Tonight's warm-up session is getting underway. 5 minutes on the clock for these drivers. Whew. Absolute craziness. All the meanwhile, folks, we are going to step away and get a quick word from our event sponsors here tonight. We will be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back in here. Just over a minute left in tonight's warm-up session. Kane Williams, quickest so far in the warm-up at a 19:32. Nathan Waddell, second at a 19:34. Patrick Solari, third, a 19:36. Blake Dolger, fourth, a 19:38. And Taylor Vandenbush at a 19:39. 16 starters. 18 starters. Lon Franks heading out onto the racetrack now. Again, Jake Maynard sponsored all of tonight's heat racing events. $5 went to those heat race winners, so congratulations there. Sponsors of MRL and Extreme Wrap Studio. Those commercials played just a moment ago, as well as Premier Racing setups for us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. If you're in need of a setup, check them out. Use code Buckeye15 for 15% off of a setup. Try Premier Racing setups today. All right, Tim. Now is the time. Who is your driver to watch?
Well, I'm going to see if I can find him on the track real quick. I am going to pick... I don't see him here. Oh, there he is. Lon Franks and that green Nerditudes machine. There's a purple one out there, but the green one I'll pick. I believe that is Lon Franks in the 27.
All right. I think you got to go with one of those drivers that had been on the racetrack there in some of the later heats and in those consolation races we had. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to keep my eye on last year's winner, and Patrick Solari in that number 99 truck. That's going to be my driver to watch. If you're watching, let us know who you're pulling for in tonight's feature event. Starting lineup for the feature on the front row is going to be Nathan Waddell and Tyler Jackson. Row 2 is going to be James Murphy and Joseph Pratt. Row 3 is going to be Patrick Solari and Blake Dolger. Row 4, Taylor Vandenbush and Matt Taylor. Row 5 is going to be Derek Dryman and Michael Olson. Row 6 is going to be Kane Williams and Tyler Bickford. Row 7 is going to be Jared Murphy and Cody Downard. Row 8 is going to be Jim Rivas and Mitch Maynard. Row 9 is going to be Lon Franks and Jordan Miller, the two drivers moving into tonight's feature from the consolation races. 40 long laps the distance here. A lot of things can happen. 18 trucks on the racetrack at the same time. Whew. Oh, the things that we might see here to kick off tonight's feature event. Folks, remember we're going to be live at just a little after the 9 o'clock hour here, bringing you the live coverage of the League of Outlaws IMCA style modified division. So stay right here on the Buckeye Racing Network for more action shortly after the conclusion of the Truckers Tangle 40 event here tonight. All right, Nathan Waddell gets us going. Green flag is in the air. We're rocking and rolling at Lincoln for 40 laps. Nathan Waddell clear into the lead. The battle is on for second. Tyler Jackson, Joseph Pratt, second and third. James Murphy on the inside there in fourth. Blake Dolger there in fifth, as we're going to be 3 wide for second. Move Tyler Jackson into second on the high side. Joseph Pratt battling there in the middle of the racetrack. James Murphy all the way down on the inside. Blake Dolger trying to move into that fourth spot and put James Murphy back to fifth, as there is action everywhere. As I believe they are 4 wide, we're 4 wide back here for 16th or so between Jim Rivas, Mitch Maynard, and Lon Franks. As Franks uses the inside, and Waddell opens up a 3/4 of a second advantage, as I believe Tyler Jackson blinking just a little bit. Everybody else behind him is sort of wondering where he may be when he blinks out. And that's kind of stacked everybody up. Joseph Pratt, James Murphy, Blake Dolger all close together, battling side by side.
Oh, the 25 gives the 89 a little shot going into 3. We got a car around in 3.
Kane Williams, Derek Dryman were stopped at the inside of 3 and 4. Let's see exactly what happened. Let's take a look here. Keep an eye on the 0-1 machine of Jared Murphy. See the 22 just ahead was involved. There's Jared Murphy in the 0-1. Down on the inside, and the 69 machine made contact with him. Also made contact with the 22. All 3 of those trucks slid into the inside Armco barrier. They're pretty heavy contact for all 3. Everybody else was able to make their way around the outside. But those 3 trucks with pretty heavy damage here early on. But back up front, Nathan Waddell, with that big lead, got erased with the caution flag being displayed. Now Tyler Jackson's going to be on his outside for this restart. Row 2 this time will be Joseph Pratt and James Murphy, as they will be side by side. Row 3, Blake Dolger and Patrick Solari. Still a long way to go. Waddell fires, green flag back in the air. And a great jump for Waddell there down the front straightaway. And it is a hornet's nest behind him too. 3 wide through the field. As we kind of expand things a little wider to see a bigger shot of what all is happening. You see the side-by-side action and the door banging through the corners, as it is absolute craziness. Taylor Vandenbush to the inside of, I believe that is Tyler Jackson, as he did not get the best of restarts. He's now back to 5th. Blake Dolger behind him, now taking a peek to the inside. Looking for that 6th spot.
Someone lost their hood for a quick second. Someone lost another hood.
Yeah, these battles with these trucks are very intense. The action is everywhere. The top 2 are single filed, and James Murphy and Taylor Vandenbush kind of racing side by side for 3rd. Dolger, Olson, Jackson, your top 7. Patrick Solari there at 8th. Tyler Bickford at 9th. And Mitch Maynard there in 10th, up 6 spots from his starting position. So far, the hard charger in this event. So he is way up on the outside trying to make something happen. Patrick Solari looking to the inside of Tyler Jackson. As Jackson goes way up the hill. Out of turn 4, but he's going to be dead even with Solari entering turn 1. Uh-oh, the 22 machine of Kane Williams went around, and that's going to bring out the 2nd yellow flag. Wow. Let's go back and take a look at that again. I believe he just got kind of sideways on his own here to bring out the yellow flag. Keep an eye on the 22 machine. Looks like he tried to get the truck set early, and he just made contact with the inside wall. The truck kind of spun completely sideways, and he had, look at the orange and blue truck, great wreck avoidance there to not make contact with Kane Williams. Lon Franks as well just squeaking by on the outside, so. All right, Tim, how about you get us going here for our next restart here tonight?
Alrighty, it is going to be Waddell who fires away, and he gets a great launch. He's about truck and a half ahead of the battle for second. Make that 2, make 3 as he slides all the way into the turn as we're almost 3 wide for second. That is Pratt, Murphy, that's James Murphy, and Tangle. As we got contact behind them between Michael Olson and I believe that is Blake Dalger. Blake is firing right back around the outside, keeping up that momentum.
Uh-oh, yellow flag displayed for the 3rd time. Let's take a look at what happened. I think it was a little further back in the field from the battles we were watching there. Take a look at Cody Downer. That's him in that orange and blue machine. He's down there on the inside. He gets into turn 1. Same thing. Just clips that wall, sends the truck sideways. There's Jordan Miller in the 23. Nowhere to go. Kane Williams in the 22. Nowhere to go. So 3 trucks involved in this one. Lon Franks, I think, got a piece of it as well. But those 3 trucks involved in our latest caution flag here tonight.
You know, it's only lap 14. I think if you're in the back, I think you try and keep that truck. If you can keep that truck under you and as straight as possible, and you tuck yourself right up against that inside wall, I think you move forward. It seems like everyone else is moving up and sliding up through these turns, especially on entry. I think we got...
Uh-oh, one truck's riding the fence. I think that was Dalger. He's in the pit area, but he was up on the fence going down the front straightaway. I wonder if something happened to his wheel or a connection issue.
It looks...
I'm not sure what is happening here. Maybe the field catching up. As Waddell kind of looked like he was going, but now we're slowing back down.
Yeah, it looked like Dalger just got pushed all the way up into the wall. I didn't quite catch who that was, but the white and pink machine, they make just slight contact, and then that white and pink machine just turns hard right and pushes them up into the wall.
Okay. Well, I think we're going to try this restart this time. Dalger still in the pit area. Waddell and now Pratt side by side. Waddell fires away. Green flag goes back in the air for the restart. Pratt into second, gets a little help into turn 1 from Taylor Vandenbush. James Murphy kind of slid up a little bit, made contact with Vandenbush. Top 3 clear. The first battle side by side is Solari and Vandenbush. Solari all the way down on the inside. Vandenbush up high. 3 wide behind them. Tyler Jackson Matt Taylor, Tyler Bickford. The three cars, three abreast, three trucks, excuse me. Oh my, the 25 of Matt Taylor bangs hard off of the outside wall, as now it's more contact and potentially more three wide racing right there. Back up front, Waddell still leading the way, a half a second over Joseph Pratt. Third place, James Murphy. Fourth to Patrick Solari. Blake Dolger out of the pit area just in front of our race leaders as Solari and Murphy got tangled up out of turn 4. Both trucks able to continue going, though. No harm, no foul.
We were 5 wide for a moment coming out of 4. Just this last lap is we're 4, 3, 4 wide. I can't tell you how many rows deep. We're 4 wide in the back here, 3 wide now.
Yeah, we're taking a look at it. Lon Franks, no, it's just behind him. Jim Rivas, Jared Murphy, Jordan Miller, they're 3 wide there. I think they're going to try to make it 4 out of turn number 4. This is towards the tail end of the field, 13th, 14th, 15th. Still 3 wide there. Absolute craziness in the back of the pack. First and second, though, clear, and a couple truck lengths apiece between them. Patrick Solari, James Murphy battling side by side as we're at the halfway point, 20 down, 20 to go in our feature event. Just behind them is Taylor Vandenbush in the 89. Then Tyler Bickford cruising along there in position number 6 with Tyler Jackson behind him. But Solari and Murphy battling hard for that 3rd spot. Oh my, they're tangling up back here in the pack. Lon Franks was completely sideways at one point. I don't know how they managed to keep going to keep from the yellow flag coming out, but they did. And Lon Franks was all but wrecked out of turn 4 that last time, Tim.
I didn't get to see what happened, but great driving from all parties involved to not have that yellow come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Jared Murphy, the beneficiary of that, as he puts a couple car links on them. He rides in the 11th position. Just in front of him in 10th is Derek Dryman. And then side by side battling Kane Williams and Matt Taylor. They're battling for the 8th spot. And I think there's a battle going on for 5th between Tyler Bickford and Taylor Vandenbush. Our top 4 single file. Nathan Waddell still leads the way as we come across the line for 15 laps to go.
Joseph Pratt trying to make a charge on our leader, Nathan Waddell. Joseph just really just sliding it through the entry, just trying to hope for, I assume, a slight mistake out of that 05 machine of Waddell.
Yeah, absolutely, as there's just a couple truck lengths between those two. And then it's Patrick Solari who has completed that pass on James Murphy for 3rd. Then Taylor Vandenbush with Tyler Bickford right on his rear bumper. Tyler Jackson right behind them, and that's going to kind of stack things up just a little bit as there was contact. Matt Taylor going to try to take a peek to the outside of Tyler Jackson. There's Kane Williams. He bumps, door bangs Derek Dryman there. That's battling for the 9th and 10th spots. Oh my, Kane Williams got sideways and went around again, and he has stopped at the inside of turn 1, and that brings out the 4th caution here in the feature. Go back and take another look at it. It was similar to what happened to him earlier. Keep an eye on that 22 truck. So he was battling hard with Dryman, and he just entered a little bit too low once again and tapped the wall, and the truck spun sideways, and he had to go to the attention of his crew in the pit area. Nathan Waddell is going to have to navigate another restart here tonight. Joseph Pratt's going to be up on his outside once again. Patrick Solari, James Murphy, row 2, Taylor Vandenbush, Blake Dahlger, row 3. Or no, excuse me, that's Tyler Bickford on the outside.
Right before that yellow, I was going to say, here comes Solari. He was all the way on the inside, making his way towards that leader.
Looks like Dahlger is going to get tagged the back of the field as he was close to going a lap down to the race leaders. This is going to be 2 by 2 again. Tim pointed out Solari coming to the front as he restarts on the inside of row 2. He is within striking distance and still has some laps to go here. Waddell gets us back underway. He's going to cross the line, 11 laps to go with a nice advantage into turn 1. But Solari and Pratt close it up through 1 and 2 and down the back straightaway. Solari all the way down on the inside is going to try to take over position 2. Not quite able to do that here out of turn 4. Waddell loves what he sees behind him. Oh, Vandenbush, he kind of clanged and banged off of a couple of trucks and got him all sorts of sideways. And that really hurt Solari and James Murphy, as James Murphy might pay the price, and they are getting together just behind him. They're the 25 of Matt Taylor. Tyler Bickford was sideways making contact. It's 3 and 4 wide, and my goodness, a big-time slider. Lon Franks, part of that. Derek Dryman back there in 10th. These drivers are hanging it out as they say, uh-oh, Tyler Bickford goes around sideways, and it is collecting a lot of trucks. No way we stay green. My goodness. What an accident. And that took so long for a truck to actually go sideways to the point that they had to throw the yellow. I mean,
oh man.
I mean, look at the craziness. Lon Franks, Tyler Bickford, Matt Taylor, Jared Murphy's a part of that. The 69 of Mitch Maynard gets a little piece of it.
That's one of those
and it
Talladega nights.
Seriously, we could have went to commercial break, folks, and came back before the yellow flag. No, it wasn't quite that long, but it just took so long for the yellow.
Like it in the moment.
Yeah, yes, it did, because I was like, I don't know how we're still green, but we were, and then it finally went really downhill as a couple trucks came to rest on the front straightaway. But my goodness. Absolute craziness there. Whew. I'll tell you what, Tim, I have had a ton of fun being a part of this Truckers Tangle 40 show here tonight.
Yeah, this is a blast. Like I said, I wish I would have done double duty.
Yeah, it does look really fun. It'll be interesting to talk when we interview our top 3 after the conclusion of our feature here to get their thoughts on tonight's event. All right, lights are out. Tim, how about you get us going for this next restart?
Alrighty. We're gonna have Nathan Waddell lead us. Is this turn 1?
This is 3.
Again, it is. Okay, so they're coming around. Oh, I'm behind. That's why. Waddell fires and he's away. Pratt slides up. That gives room to Solari. Solari's looking to the inside, trying to make something happen as he is gonna just stay even with that. Just trying to stay even and go. Their drag racing for a second.
Yeah, no clear advantage to Solari or Pratt at this moment. James Murphy right there in fourth, waiting for any slip up from those two so he can slot into position number 2. Fifth held on by Taylor Vandenbush, sixth to Tyler Jackson, but Waddell right out in front of this battle going on for position number 2. A little bit of battling further back in the field here for about the 8th spot. Jared Murphy and Michael Olson, they're side-by-side door banging with 4 laps to go. Can't leave this battle for second too long, as now Solarway into position number 2 as the yellow flag waves once more. I believe it happened in the area of Jordan Miller. Let's take a look at what happened to that 23 Rockstar machine. We get down into turn 1 and he's really close to the inside wall, and he makes contact with that barrier like a bunch of other drivers have here tonight, and he just spun to a stop. And that was enough to bring out the yellow flag here for the 6th time in our feature race. Drivers out of this one up to this point: Kane Williams in the 22, Lon Franks out of this one. And potentially Blake Dahlger in the 118 machine. So 15 trucks still remain. With 4 laps to go, Patrick Solari, Joseph Pratt, James Murphy, Taylor Vandenbush are going to be trying everything possible to challenge Nathan Waddell for the victory. But with a single file restart, Waddell fires away. Solari actually got a good start, and he taps Waddell exiting turn 4. Solari to the inside, has a peek on Waddell. He shuts the door, though, out of turn 2. As they're side by side for third, Joseph Pratt, James Murphy. Murphy on the inside. Not able to do anything there. Now just 2 to go. Wow, Waddell is just blocking as much as he can on the inside, not allowing Solari to challenge too much. As now he opened the door just enough. Solari is there, and they kind of bang doors. White flag is in the air. Just one more time around. Oh my goodness, Solari, Waddell battling hard as they're going to drag race down the back straightaway and into turn 3 for the final time. Waddell's going to try to cut off Solari.
Oh,
Waddell opens the door. Solari tries his best, but Nathan Waddell holds on out of turn 4 over last year's winner of Patrick Solari, and James Murphy finishes third here tonight. Again, we'll talk to those 3 in just a few moments after we look at the final official results here. All right, Nathan Waddell victorious here tonight over Patrick Solari in a fantastic battle there on that late race restart for the final 3 laps. James Murphy holds on for that final podium position. Then it's going to be Joseph Pratt in 4th, Tyler Bickford in 5th, Tyler Jackson 6th, Taylor Vandenbush 7th, Mitch Maynard in 8th, 9th goes to Jared Murphy, 10th to Derek Dryman. 11th is going to go to Michael Olson, 12th to Matt Taylor, 13th to Jim Rivas, 14th to Jordan Miller, 15th to Cody Downard, 16th to Blake Dahlger, 17th goes to Lon Franks, and 18th to Kane Williams. What a finish. Again, want to bring up tonight's Hard Charger Award winner. That's going to be presented by Right Rear Racing. So big thanks to the fellas over there. And that's going to go to league promoter Mitch Maynard as he is +8 on tonight's feature event. 16th to 8th for him here tonight. So again, congrats to Mitch Maynard. Now without further ado, let's talk to our top 3. And we're going to start things off with James Murphy. Hey, James, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, after the conclusion of 40 laps here, first off, I want to get your thoughts. What do you think of this Truckers Tangle event? Because I'm going to say Tim and I had a awesome time in the booth watching all of the action around the Lincoln Speedway here.
Oh, these are always fun to do. It's different. And honestly, this race has went better than some of the late model stuff I've done at this track, so you can't complain.
Absolutely. It looked like a ton of fun. Well, looks like you finished exactly where you started. Did you need anything extra there in the closing laps to get up there and challenge Solari and Waddell?
I thought I should just practice a little more. I was having a hard time getting it turned, and I was good when I had a little bit of space, but I was just too tight when the trucks was around me, and I didn't want to run nobody over. I was just trying to race clean and be respectful.
Absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask James?
Yeah, a little bit outside your comfort zone, I believe. What was your thought process going into the night, and are you pleased with the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pleased. Anytime you get in the top 3, you call that a win. I haven't really done much racing in these, so I honestly had no expectations coming in. I did decent last year. I'd made about 10 practice laps this morning and just joined in, and I was pretty quick early, but when the track slicked off, I struggled a little bit.
Absolutely, but still a good run for you here in 3rd. James, anybody you need to thank for the run?
Thank y'all for broadcasting and Mitch for putting it on, and everybody with the League of Outlaws and Talking Dirt.
All right. Well, again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish. We'll let you celebrate it.
Appreciate it.
All right. That was our 3rd place finisher, James Murphy. Now let's move on and talk to last year's winner and tonight's P2 finisher, Patrick Solari. Hey, Patrick, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, yes, sir. How's it going?
It is going fantastic. Well, I asked James this same question. First and foremost, what do you think of this Truckers Tangle event?
Oh, I freaking love it, dude. It's been fun. It was fun last year, and it was fun as crap this year.
Absolutely. I'm going to say Tim and I had an absolute blast up here in the booth. It looked like a whole lot of fun. We wanted to be out on the racetrack having fun with you guys. You had a heck of a run, +3 from your starting spot, was battling Waddell there on that late race restart. Man, was there a moment there in the closing laps? Did you think you had him?
Oh yeah. I mean, me and Nathan was talking in the waiting room. He's like, I was pinching you. I'm like, you had to do what you had to do, and just I was trying my best not to spin him. Like at one time, I think it was the white. I got into him, and he almost went around. And I just kind of went in there and tapped his front end to get it to come back around. And because I'm like, I don't want to win it by spinning him. And so I thought I may have had it when he drove it in there in 3 and 4, but I lost the drag race to the line.
Well, I'll tell you what. You may have lost the drag race to the line, but you two put on a whale of a show to end that thing, and it was a fantastic second place run for you. Tim, do you have anything to ask Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, out of the last turn, you think if you didn't get any wheel spin, it looked like there was quite a bit of wheel spin that you may have not been down by 2/10.
I don't I don't know because I was pretty much running it the same way I had been all night long when I hit my marks. Because if I missed getting the entry, I don't know if y'all had seen it or not, I would push up the track. And so when I hit my marks, I was able to romp on it pretty good and get some bite off the corner. But I was out of it too long, I think was my issue. Uh, not as much the wheel spin as being out of it too long.
Well, Patrick, a fantastic run for you here. Anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, I want to say thanks for Mitch and Two Fat Guys Racing and League of Legends for putting this on. I always have fun when I run with League of Legends and Mitch and Two Fat Guys. I'd like to thank Nathan for running me hard, but I mean he was doing what he had to do. He was the man. He's always the man to beat. I don't care what he's in. When I saw his name in the entry list, I was like, crap, this is going to be tough. Then I'd also like to thank Taylor Vanderbush. Uh, he ran tonight. He's the owner of the Pro Truck team that I run on, Just a Trim Racing. Then I'd like to thank Derek Dryman. He's the owner of the Dirt Oval team that I run on. He ran tonight as well. It was awesome to be able to tie those in together. And then I'd like to thank the sponsors of the Real Life Car, Beckley Drilling and Blasting Services, Kevin Bailey DDS, St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, MCB Banks, Lost World Caverns, Excel Contracting, Concrete Transformations, Bazell Race Fuels, S&S Industrial Maintenance, Abco Performance, Right Way Auto, Axis Custom Decals, Race City Performance, and Redline Nation Racing on YouTube.
All right, Patrick. Again, congratulations on that second place run here tonight. We'll let you celebrate it.
All right, thank y'all.
All right, that was our second place finisher, Patrick Solare. Let's talk to our race winner, Nathan Waddell. Hey, Nathan, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got a copy, man.
All right, what a rail of a race. I asked the other two, but man, what do you think of this Truckers Tangle event put on by Two Fat Guys?
Oh, dude, it was a blast. It was honestly a treat to be able to run it. I don't usually get to run these kind of wacky combos like this often. I'm normally just kind of stick to my lane and the late models. So to be able to kind of run something a little more fun and then on top of that to win it is just awesome. It was a great event and just super stoked to be a part of it. And I definitely got to thank the guys at Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions for putting it on.
Absolutely. You know, for Tim and I up here in the booth, we had a heck of a time calling this event. There was action all over the racetrack. Had a great battle at the end between yourself and Patrick Solare. You guys was beating and banging a little bit. How were you able to fend off his charge there late in the going?
To be honest with you, I pinched him so hard. It was like the last 2 laps after that final restart, and I had a feeling that he was faster than me. I could tell he was a little quicker than me, and I knew, once it came down to the white flag, I just had to pinch him. I hate to do that, but man, we were racing for the Truckers Tangle 40 victory. You know what I mean? So I had to pinch him a little bit. And to be honest, man, going into 3 and 4, I went in there really hard and I washed out. And I was a little worried that he was going to be able to hit that bottom lane right there, right next to the inside wall, and get the run out of 4 to beat me to the line. But thankfully we held on and got the win. It was definitely hairy there at the end. I felt pretty comfortable the entire race, and then Patrick got behind me, and I could just tell he was moving. We were talking a little bit before you pulled me into the interview that he was entering a little straighter, and I've never really ran these, so I wasn't really sure. You know, I didn't practice or anything, and I wasn't comfortable with switching how I was doing what I was doing while I was leading. Because you know, if you do that and then you mess up, then it's like, well, you know, I kind of screwed that up. So I just kind of stuck with what I knew and was hoping that I would be able to hold him off. And you know, with a little bit of pinch action, we were able to do it and bring home the win.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys put on a fantastic ending to tonight's race. Tim, do you have anything to ask Nathan?
Yeah, any nerves going off in those final few laps?
You know, there actually was. I've run a lot of big races in my career, and that was honestly some of the most nerve wracking I've ever been a part of. Like, I guess that just was because I wasn't as comfortable. You know, not a lot of practice and not a lot of confidence in myself. Thankfully, during the practice, I was able to kind of figure out what I needed to do for qualifying, and I don't know how I laid down quick time, but that ultimately set me up beautifully for the rest of the night. It made it so much easier. I can't imagine what the nerves would have been had I not qualified, or what the race would have been like had I not qualified quick time. That definitely helped me a lot. It was definitely nerve wracking there at the end, especially whenever like I said, whenever I saw Patrick moving up towards me and getting really good runs on me, and I was like, oh no, you know, I've led this whole thing. I can't let it go here at the end. So a little bit of nerves, but like I said, man, just ecstatic that I was able to hold on and win this race, man. I came into this race with absolutely no expectations of winning it, so pretty pumped for this one.
Well, I'll tell you, Nathan, anybody you need to thank for tonight's run?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to thank Tristan Sykes over on Twitch. He's one of my mods. Got to thank all my mods over on Twitch. I'm sure they would love to be thanked. So I got to thank Tristan Sykes, Grayson Young, Derek Daly, everybody that's tuning in on my Twitch, everyone that's tuning in to y'all's broadcast. Got to thank everyone over at Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions for putting on this event. Majula C Speed Shop. They supply me with all of my regular dirt oval sets, and I think they're some of the best in the game. And if you want your own, you go to cfmesports.com. Use code PlumWild for 10% off. Everyone that supports me in sim racing, supports me on the stream. Got to thank all those guys, and of course, like I said, you guys for doing the broadcast, and everyone over at Two Fat Guys for putting on the race. It was, like I said, dude, it was an awesome race, and just super stoked to come away with the victory.
Absolutely, Nathan. Again, big congratulations on being this year's Truckers Tangle winner, and we'll let you celebrate your big win here tonight.
Thank you so much, guys.
All right, that's going to conclude our interviews here tonight. Tim, what an event. I so wish I was a part of it here tonight. I think Tim's having some mic issues once again, potentially. Tim?
Oh, yeah. There's too many mute buttons I have here.
Okay.
I must have, trying to go forward and backward, looking at the replay, I might have pressed the M button on accident, the M key. But we were a part of it. We brought the coverage here to the fans at home.
Yeah, absolutely. We were a part of it in that aspect, but I'm from the driver's point of view and just talking to our top three here tonight, it looked like they had a whale of a time behind the wheel. Again, big thanks to Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions for putting on this event, having us do the show here on the Buckeye Racing Network. We always appreciate that. Again, just got word, unfortunately, the League of Outlaws broadcast has been canceled for tonight, as I got a message from the league owner, so no broadcast upcoming for us later on tonight here on the Buckeye Racing Network, but we will be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with Regal Promotions Esports 360 Sprints Harvest Cup Race 2 of that season. Again, 8 o'clock. Come hang out with us. Be a part of that broadcast. And then, of course, next Sunday, hopefully the League of Outlaws will have us do a broadcast next Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Keep an eye out on Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions Facebook pages for their next upcoming event. We will have coverage of 2 more of their special events this sim season, so keep an eye on our socials for that information. But that is going to wrap it up for us tonight here from the Lincoln Speedway. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.